Donald Trump shows me what's politically possible. Trump shows me what presidents can do if they want to do it. Donald Trump shows me what can be said if you are willing to say it. It's not about what can't be done. It's about who has the political will to do it. I don't want to hear a peep from Democrats about nothing until they get the balls to say what's really on their mind in regards to this country and this world. Trump doesn't care if it sounds ridiculous. Trump doesn't care if it makes sense. It's no political correctness whatsoever. As I've been saying for years, the language of politics is dead, and Donald Trump killed it. Period.
Well, wow.
The mega movement is happening with the black folks. People starting to realize, hey, MAGA don't care about your color. MAGA love America. It's all big family. It ain't like the Democrat Party, Republican Party. MAGA is, we about America. America first. We don't care what your race is. Everybody family. It's all about love for your country. It ain't about taking care of all these other countries. It's about taking care of America first. Making America safe. Making America healthy. And I love it. Making our military strong. Holding people accountable. Draining the swamp. Y'all letting these people play in y'all faces, man. Man, we see through that. Y'all brainwashed. Y'all can't see why the government shut down? So y'all really want circumcisions in Rwanda? But anyway, let's go, MAGA. We up, baby.
All right, y'all. Let's hit pause for a second because this matters and it's really important. We talk a lot on this channel about taking control of your life, making smart choices, and not letting the system overwhelm you. But when it comes to navigating Medicare, it can feel like you're wading through a swamp of total confusion. Plans, coverage, costs, deadlines, you name it. And that's where Chapter steps in. They're not just another company. They're the real deal when it comes to free Medicare help. Chapter's team of advisors has helped thousands of people across the country find the right Medicare plan, and they do it with one goal in mind, putting you first. No fees, no pressure, just honest guidance to make sure you're covered without breaking the bank. Big insurance companies have their own agendas, but Chapter's got your back, fighting to get you the plan that works for you. So if you're approaching Medicare age or helping a loved one figure it out, don't go it alone. Call Chapter today at 270-467-2426 and start getting the clarity you deserve. Because at the end of the day, protecting your health and your wallet, well, that's not just smart. It's living life on your terms.
Scott, I'm going to start with you. You've been wearing that pin for 2 years and 4 days.
Yeah, it's a great moment. It's the most historic moment for the Trump presidency. I was in Israel this summer and met with some of the hostage families and the mother of one, Alon Ohel. And, you know, when you meet with these people, you realize just how broken their lives have been and how they've been running around the world trying to maintain visibility for the hostages. And they're going to finally get their family back. I worry about the hostages. I worry about what condition they're going to be in. I think in the case of Alon, I think there's a belief that maybe he's blind in one eye and he's been injured. But I don't know what's going to happen after this. You know, internal politics in Israel, maintaining the peace and finding a way to de-radicalize a lot of radical people in the Gaza. But it's going to be a great, great moment for the world when these hostages finally come out. And honestly, if not but for Donald Trump, I don't think it would be happening. And I'm very proud of our president because it shows what an engaged and pragmatic leader of the United States can do on the world stage.
And welcome back to CNN's breaking news coverage as we are covering a historic moment here in Israel because for the first time in 2 years, over 2 years, 738 days, Hamas holds no living hostages in its captivity for the first time.
And this is about the Nobel Prize. You can't get a medal for promoting democracy when you tried to overthrow the democracy you were running. Trump seems oblivious to the paradox of enforcing peace abroad and disrupting it badly at home, of soothing violence overseas and inflaming it here.
It's not disrupting. He's the president of the United States. He was elected last November to execute on a policy agenda on which he ran. And so he's doing that. And we'll have another election next November, and then we'll have another one after that. And the people who get elected, and the people who get elected will execute their policy agenda.
Look, maybe I need to straighten some things out for some of y'all. The reason why TPUSA is doing an alternate Super Bowl halftime show is not because, listen, it's not because Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican. I know y'all want that to be the reason so you can once again scream about racism and all that. I know that's what you really, really want, but that's not the reason. The reason is that we are tired, sick and tired of seeing debauchery, disgusting, anti-American, anti-family things being pushed in our faces on a day that should be for everybody. For many Super Bowls, a lot of them, and every other entertainment thing on TV, all we get is nasty, debauchery, satanic ritual style, weird stuff that a lot of Americans ain't trying to see. Believe it or not, lefties and liberals and progressives and all that, you don't live in this country by yourself. And as evidenced from the election and how the entire map was turned red, a lot of people do not agree with you. You think you're in the majority, but you're not. I mean, all you got to do is look and see how many people showed up to the memorial and how many people watched the memorial and how many people rewatched the memorial of Charlie Kirk. And you see where the majority of a lot of the people in the country, where their feelings lie. So it's for several reasons. You know, one is, yes, we don't want to see a Super Bowl performance where the guy said, screw y'all, if you don't know Spanish, you're not going to understand it. We're going to do it all in Spanish. Excuse me, I thought this was an American English-speaking country. If you go over to his place, Puerto Rico or any other Spanish-speaking country, and do a show in, I don't know, German, or you do a show totally in English and they can't understand what you're saying, you think they're going to be cool with that? But this is exactly what we're talking about. We live what we say. We're not hypocrites. We don't say that we should shut down and stop the Super Bowl altogether because it's a free enterprise, but instead we create competition. And we'll see what's going to happen on February 8th, what the numbers are going to be like for the halftime show. We'll see. But if there's any indication by what people are saying and their response to the news that TPUSA is going to put on an alternate show, by way of looking at my comment section and everybody else's, we're going to give y'all a run for our money. And we just might beat you in the ratings.
Let's see if my mic works this time. Because the video I did earlier this morning, I realized after the fact you could hear Michelle in the kitchen behind me. And I don't think the mic was connected like it's supposed to be. So hopefully it's connected this time. Because I want to make sure that you guys hear exactly what I have to share and tell you. And that is that, you know, we aren't interested in a lot of the shit that was being forced on to us by you know who. And to hear voices like Charlamagne, which I'm just going to call him Charlamagne, say the things that he said at the beginning of this video should be pretty eye-opening, should be an awakening to some folks to realize that President Trump, love him or hate him, voted for him or not, you cannot argue or pretend to be oblivious to the fact that he is getting shit done. You may not like what he's getting done. You guys probably do, but you know, the royal you. But you can't argue and deny the fact that it's done, that it's being done, getting done, and it's happening. So that leads to a future debate and conversation of other presidents, past or future, and what they can and cannot do. Granted, previous Democrat presidents would present you with the idea of pie in the sky and then tell you that they can't bake that pie. And when it comes down to Super Bowl performances and Bad Bunny, well, I don't really care. But the market is always right. We've talked about that before. And just as a little bit of a heads up, I have put in a special request just for you guys. Keith D is going to put together a new video, or perhaps maybe even just join me on a video here or a live stream and talk about the markets being right, but more importantly, what it really means from the perspective of the latest bombshell that hit cryptocurrency and a Bitcoin short tied to China tariff announcements and big wins and losses when it came to the new form of currency. When I say currency, I mean the currency of wealth and control and power. So that's coming. Again, if you guys are interested, stay tuned, stay locked in, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, or else you may never see this channel again. Subscribe. Even if you subscribed before, make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube might have unsubscribed you without your consent. But think about it like this. If America is not pleased with anything, think about it like this. If you're not pleased, then how do you express your distaste? You know, I myself personally am working on expressing my distaste with the things that I'm not pleased about. And it's by not engaging in it at all, and instead trying my very best to increase my volume and frequency of the things that I think we need more of. So there's that. Here on this channel and on my car channel as well. And continuing on and continuing to grow and continuing to help other people. In fact, I can share this clip with you, which is ironically, it was shared with me from Keith, of a podcast that he was on, and he just happened to talk about me.
You handle it as a new creator? How do you handle the ugly side, the negative things that come with it?
At first, it really got to me, and I got lucky because I had a guy reach out to me. His name is Kevin. I kept talking to him about this stuff because I realized too, I didn't have anyone to talk about this stuff with. And, he was just there for me, man. He's a super, super cool guy. He was like, dude, like, you got to stop. Like, first off, like, close the app. Stop looking. Like, these people are coming at you, and they, quite frankly, like, you're doing things that they would never do. And then what are you doing it for? When I remembered, like, oh, wait, I'm doing this to teach people about finance. So, like, anything that happens outside of that, anything that anyone has to say, outside of that, it doesn't really matter. Like, are you accomplishing your goal of teaching people about finance? Then that's it. So that's the thing that is actually today helps me to step back and say, like, oh, okay, actually this stuff really doesn't matter, because people are going to continue to do that no matter what you do.
But that's got to be one of the coolest things that I've ever come across, I've ever seen or heard. And it really was eye-opening. It was an awakening to Kevin. Get your butt in gear and get back on your grind and help as many people as you possibly can. Whether it be here on this channel, whether it be on my car channel, whether it be on someone else's channel, whether it be through sharing Chapter and their amazing resources. My voice, I think, my brain, my mind, my ability, my compilations, my mixtapes, whatever you want to call it, my podcast, it is what it is. Share it. I would appreciate it. But think about it like this. Bad Bunny and the markets. This upcoming Super Bowl halftime is going to be a poly-market worthy event for how badly Bad Bunny's performance headlining the halftime show will be for Super Bowl ratings. Now, the only saving grace, in my opinion, is if Bad Bunny is the headline and there's an English-speaking performer alongside for every song. That's the only saving grace, okay? Otherwise, it makes no sense. It's really stupid. Puerto Rico or not, I don't care. And hear me out, folks, because the simple fact of the matter is that if there was nothing wrong with this, and the fact that no one's going to understand the songs that he's singing, well, no, not all Americans, okay? Granted, there are some Americans that speak Spanish, you know, for whatever reason that may be. But for the most part, in general, English is the preferred language of the people watching the Super Bowl halftime show, I would guess. And if it was not so bad, then why doesn't the NFL broadcast the entire Super Bowl in Spanish? If the NFL were to announce, hey guys, the upcoming Super Bowl is going to be broadcast in entirely Spanish, you've got a few months to learn it or else. Imagine how many people would watch, or better yet, how many people wouldn't watch. And so by not watching, by not engaging, that is your voice. That is how you express your distaste. And so I can only do the same when it comes to what I create, what I share, and more importantly, what I don't. President Trump, massive accomplishments. I'm working on another video here soon to highlight these accomplishments. And I'm so thrilled, I'm so proud of what's happening right now in Israel. And yes, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room being the Qatari Air Force training. We'll talk about that in the future video. See you guys soon.
When I see Marine's words, essentially what she's arguing is that because I don't like some of the things Donald Trump has done or been involved with over time, the rest of what he's able to accomplish is illegitimate. And I think this is one of the problems on the left, is that they've
Well, I think she just was talking about a Nobel Peace Prize.
So the President of the United States goes in and solves the most complicated crisis in the world, ends a war, brings home hostages. As you yourself said, this has captivated the world. And if not but for his engagement and his interpersonal abilities here, I mean, who else would you give it to? And to me, it's only because she's decided that everything about Trump is illegitimate, and therefore this is for the American people. It wouldn't be just for him. It would be for the American people.